Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF.com formulator. Race of the day for Saturday, February the 11th is race number 10 at Tampa Bay Downs. It's a Kentucky Derby prep at 1 1/16, and it's the Grade 3 Sam F. Davis Stakes. Let's take a look at this field. There's going to be a heavy favorite, and deservedly so. The number 8 McCracken has looked very, very good thus far for trainer Ian Wilkes.
He certainly has. He's 3 for 3. I don't know how heavy a favorite he should be, though. I mean, I know that he's, all of his races are as a 2-year-old, so you project some natural development from him in the meantime, and I guess he could take a step forward here, but he certainly has to step forward a little bit to win this race. I think this is a good field.
It's a pretty good field, but he looked really good as a 2-year-old, winning the Street Sense, winning the Kentucky Jockey Club. Perfect 3 for 3 in his career. McCracken 2-1 on the morning line for trainer Ian Wilkes. Brian Hernandez Jr. has the mount. Remember, folks, head on over to the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Download those free formulator past performances and handicap along with us. We'll take it in post position order. We're going to take some slight shots against McCracken in here. Let's begin with the number 1 State of Honor from Mark Cassie, looking to bounce back from a fairly disastrous last Saturday at Gulfstream with Classic Empire.
Right, we'll see if he can maybe vault 1 or 2 more onto the Derby trail here. We'll see. State of Honor seems like a pretty nice horse to me. I liked his last race, Dan. I don't like the horse that he lost to. Yeah. I liked his race, though. I liked that he showed that he could handle dirt. I'm not that worried about him, getting back out around 2 turns here either. There's a lot to like about this horse at a bit of a price.
He carried a lot of ground early in this race. 5 path on the backstretch, 3-4 wide on the turn. Seemed to be moving sweetly in his first start on dirt. Looked like he had Sonic Mule turning into the stretch, and Sonic Mule's okay. He came back to 1/3 in the swale with a grade 2 with an 86 Beyer speed figure. But was it simply a situation where you don't pass Pletcher at Gulfstream?
It could have been
or
that.
Is it just, if you don't pass Sonic Mule, that's like a black mark.
I kind of wanted him to win that race. I mean, he got right there. I mean, it was close, and he just missed it. It was a nice step forward for him. And again, it showed he could handle dirt. All that stuff's great. I wanted him to win last time.
Blinkers on, bullet workout since his last race, presumably with the addition of blinkers. He figures to be somewhat close to the pace. The number 2 is King and His Court, also trained by Mark Cassie. King and His Court beat State of Honor when they ran 1-2 in the Coronation Futurity at 1 1/8, 2 starts back, and then he came right back to win the display. Unfortunately, those races have come on synthetic surfaces, and I think his running style might play better on those kind of surfaces than dirt.
I agree with that. And he's just not fast either. He's just going to have to be a much better horse on dirt than he is on synthetic. Not that he's not good on synthetic, he's pretty good, but he's going to have to be a lot better on dirt, and I don't know how much I'd be banking on that.
Let's take a look at the Timeform U.S. pace projector for our race of the day, the Grade 3 Sam F. Davis Stakes, and the good folks at Timeform U.S. believe that this pace is going to be fast, and one of the horses involved on the lead will be the undefeated Todd Pletcher Gulfstream import. Fact-finding.
Yeah, we'll see how they decide to play it with him. They did, sort of put him right on the front last time in that sloppy track mile. But that was a field that I felt like he had over the barrel. I know he was basically the same price as the horse that he ran away and hid from in the stretch, which didn't make any sense to me. I don't know if he's going to be right up on the pace. He will be close. I think that's, really a feather in this horse's cap, though, in that he doesn't need to be right up on the lead, but he's fast enough to keep up with paces. I mean, those 2 sprint starts early in his career, he didn't make the front either time, but he was able to keep up with paces sprinting.
And he might not be the most visually impressive thing you've ever seen, but he's just going to grind it out, and I think 2 turns is going to be just fine for him. I'm not really worried about him stretching out to 1 1/16. You mentioned the horse he beat Basha. No great shakes. Came back to run 3rd in that restricted stake at Gulfstream earlier this week for just 1 more with an 82 Beyer speed figure. But this colt's done nothing wrong in his career. The 4 is Chance of Luck, one of the local hopes. He's stretching out after a somewhat disappointing loss in the Pasco, going 7 furlongs. His 3-year-old debut. Gerald Bennett's putting on the blinkers.
Right, no real excuse for him. Last time he just failed to get it done. He's got to stretch out this time, and he's got to get a lot faster.
Tough to make a case for the 5. 6 Gun Salute, well-bred colt, hasn't done much in his career, blinkers on.
Yeah, I mean, he's not an easy horse to make a case for. To me, he just looks way more like a closing sprinter than anything else.
I think Wild Shot's a little bit interesting for one of our favorite trainers, Rusty Arnold. I thought he ran quite well when a pace-setting 3rd in his first start around 2 turns in the Grade 1 Breeders' Futurity, behind subsequent Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner and 2-year-old champion Classic Empire. And then last time he was part of that pace, and McCracken ran him down on the stretch. He took a nice step forward there. He's going to be close to the pace once again, getting the jump on McCracken once again. He would not be a surprise at all.
No, he would not. He's got that speed that you alluded to. I think he'll be forward in this race. His 2 route races against some good horses, they were fine. he wasn't good enough to, just wasn't quite good enough to win either one, but he ran fine both times. He can get a good trip in this race. He's got figures to say he fits.
It's kind of odd the two Todd Pletcher trained horses in here are coming in under the radar. Fact finding is an undefeated 3-year-old for Pletcher. Taprit cost $1.2 million as a yearling and has won his last 2 starts, including the off-the-turf Pulpit Stakes at 1 mile on December the 10th. Didn't love the way he won that race, but the horse he beat, his stablemate Master Plan, came back to win that OBS championship on the synthetic with an 85 buyer. I guess it's not out of the realm of a possibility to see a big move forward.
Yeah, Master Plan ran really well in that Pulpit race, and then he came back and he won his next start as well. This horse isn't for me. I'm with you. I didn't love his win last time. I didn't love his win 1 start before that when he broke his maiden at Gulfstream either, at Gulfstream West. I don't know. You knew this horse was going to be a work in progress when he debuted at Saratoga with a $1.2 million price tag and went for 5-1. You knew something was going to take some time for this horse. He's starting to get there. He's going to have to take another step forward here.
McCracken is your morning line favorite at 2-1, expected post-time favorite, 3 for 3 in his career. I really like the burst of speed he showed in the Kentucky Jockey Club, the professionalism. He split horses on the turn, eased out, and rolled in the lane. 86 buyer for a 2-year-old. November's good. The horse that ran 4th came back, popped a big buyer in the Smarty Jones when winning with a 96 buyer. Give this horse some pace. He's going to come running.
He is, and he should catch some pace to run out here. I like all 3 of his races last year. I like the way you put it, though. He just seemed very professional to me as a 2-year-old. I always get a little worried about those horses when they're professional 2-year-olds and they're not, necessarily fast or brilliant or any of that stuff. He's done what he's had to do, and I have no knocks on him in this race, and I do think he's the horse to beat in here, but I'm not that terrified to try and beat him on Saturday.
Formulator fact for McCracken: limited positive data for trainer Ian Wilkes over the past 3 years, with last out winners off this kind of a layoff on dirt, 25% to 255 return on investment. No Dozing goes out for the always dangerous Arnaud de la Cour barn. This horse ran really well in the Remsen last time out behind Mo Tom, finishing 2nd. That was a tough mile in an 8th race. The Remsen, for the most part, has not come back very strong thus far. No Dozing's outside. He picks up leading rider Daniel Centeno once again.
Yeah, he's got post 9. We'll see if that compromises him in any way. We've already talked about the pace a little bit, though. I think they might get away from him a little bit. He should be okay as far as trips go. He won his first 2 starts sprinting, and then he didn't win either time when he was stretched out in his next 2 starts. I thought he ran great both times when they stretched him out. He had really tough trips both times, just hung out to dry, never got to save any ground. I thought he ran great both times. I think he's a huge player in this race.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 3 Sam F. Davis. We agree that McCracken is the horse to beat. We will take shots against him with better priced horses. You're going with Pletcher, 9-2 on the morning line for the 3 fact-finding, a horse that can make his own trip and acts like he can handle this distance.
He does act like it. You never know until they try it. He's got to stretch out around 2 turns, but he seems like he'll be okay with it. He's bred to handle it. I like a lot of things about this horse. To me, it was always going to come down to either fact-finding or no Dozing and who's the better price. They got Pletcher the better price on the morning line. I put him on top.
State of Honor ran well in his dirt debut, as we mentioned. Yes, it was only a 1-turn mile, but I thought he gave a lot of ground on the backstretch into the turn. It's tough to pass Pletcher at Gulfstream. Sonic Mule is okay. Much better post position this time for State of Honor. He can go. He can sit just behind the pace. We'll see how Julien Leparoux plays it. He is 8-1 on the line. 1-8 for me. 3-9-8. Mike's also going to use no Dozing underneath in the Grade 3 Sam F. Davis. If you're looking to play this really nice Tampa Bay down Saturday card from home, new DRF bet subscribers have access to a $300 sign-up bonus at drf.com/trifecta. The Sam F. Davis, one of several races we'll be covering on DRF Live Saturday afternoon beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern on live.drf.com. We'll see you then.